flight boss, bitch. For sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucker responsibilities. And this is another addition to Uriel's Hieroglyphic Esoterica, and this is the Flight Chakra. Now, what is the Flight Chakra? Now, let me break a disclaimer down before I get any type of egotistical thoughts thrown at me from people that might be in demonic energies. This is something we all supposed to be utilizing. Here's the thing, right? We're all supposed to become our own vibe. How do you become your own vibe? Creating your own chakra wheel, aka becoming a person that can impact others. This is when you develop your own thought and your own feeling. And once you correlate your own thought and feeling, here's an example. Let's say that you got your own way of correlating yourself. You use your sons of God, your thoughts and feelings, and use your daughters of men to act out on those things. Now, let's say you're around somebody who's good at doing this. Now, let's say that you are on your own time. And then once you start to astral project, have a thought, and then once you start to ponder on that thought, that's you astral traveling. Now, let's say this thought consists of this individual. Or let's say you acted in a certain way that reminded you of this individual, even if this individual is not around. This individual has a place in the stars because this individual have became an influencer or impactful in some way, shape, or form based upon their minds, their sons of gods that they utilize as a spirit. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, the Adams and Eves that they create, they energy, they vibe, their thoughts and feelings that they create, for the most part, have become a large spectrum or became a mass, and it can become impactful. And this is how you know a person is impactful or influencer in some way, shape, or form, aka having a place in the astral realm, having a place in the stars. So this is what we're all supposed to be doing. So once you look at it from that aspect, you got trillions of chakras, you got billions of chakras, and a lot of these creations that you have created are very small because you give it no attention. So you as a spirit never give it any spark, never give it no awareness. You're not aware of a piece of yourself, so you're not giving it an Adam and Eve. You're not making it a mind. You're not making it a conscious. You're not making it a creature. You're not making it a star. You're not paying attention to it as a spirit. You're too busy making other water waves rotate bigger. And a lot of these times, y'all believe in chakras that don't be rotating in your favor. So you constantly manifest things into your space that you fulfill because your spirit is no thing. So it's always trying to fulfill that empty space. And once that empty space get fulfilled, then that's when you move into another space, another state of being that you vortex in to start to create things with the light, aka experiences. We utilize light to create experiences as spiritual experiments, aka shapes and forms that we develop information once we go in that form to figure out so we can go take a bigger awareness in another perspective, aka give and take more and have more responsibilities. You see what I'm saying? But for the most part, when you're around an individual who may have created this thought and feeling that's moving in a certain way, a lot of y'all believe in thoughts and feelings that don't move in your way. And then you keep constantly manifesting circumstances that don't go in your favor. So this is very important to be aware of all yourselves and be aware of things that you're holding on to that wasn't created by you. It might have been created by another spirit, aka someone else, another person that create a characteristic around you. And once you believe it, then you start to think that you are a part of that, and now you're sitting around flying around your astrological constellations and star systems and chakras and stuff, going around things that you don't even have to be going around. That's not yours to begin with. Get rid of that so you can fly through more fluidly and square your circle a lot more in a sufficient manner. But for the most part, like I said, this is the concept of having a place in the stars. And they got y'all lost into celebrity concepts of it, an inverted star, where you're doing it for a magic square purpose. AKA the means that you have to do to become a celebrity or a star. And those means you have to do, they make you believe in those means because those means and the outcome has money. But the money that they made you believe is important in the first place is correlating to the symbolism of you being in a magic square in the first place. Where if you was really powerful, then you would be... it won't be on you, it'll be in you, aka you will have enough power to make people say fuck that money and you got your own kind of money, and have everybody in the whole world cater to that system based upon we all giving energy to a square. Why not create a square for our own? Why not create a civilization for our own? That's another concept or a video, but like I said, this is all getting into the flight chakra, because for me to even have the ability to even think and have this awareness right now, this is a chakra, for the most part, that I became aware of, and for the most part is part of my creation. But for the most part, you all have the ability to tap into an awareness that's outside of the current awarenesses that they only want to make you believe in. which is the 7 virtues. That leads into the 7 planets and 7 chakras. Now, for the most part, here's the thing. This is the Uriel flight chakra. So breaking this down right now, here's the thing, right? Now, this chakra travels from the crown and the first eye, aka the chakras above the horizon. It travels above that like an arc, and actually it travels below the horizon chakras. So basically, I'm getting everybody out of the concept of as above, so below, because one of the first people who was utilizing art way back that started to create y'all Bibles and things of that nature, they was lost into the concept of as above, so below, where everything goes around. So it's really a concept as inside, as within, as without. You know what I'm saying? So technically, internal will be going up, and technically external will be going down in some way, shape, or form. So when we externalize ourselves, we're going down. We're adding more density, more material, and that takes us into more low vibrational realms of reality, where spirit attaching to light and forms create more experiences that cause fear. Feel, where the spirit think is actually the field, that it fulfilled everything in that empty field it is. So it starts to create that concept of light that bend in on itself, the devil, de-evolved light. You actually feel because you actually believe that you are actually that information, that light in some way, shape, or form. And it vibrates so low that you could look at it in a third dimension right now of y'all being afraid to die in some way, shape, or form, where you die every day. You just scared to die in the larger aspect that's not even really a larger aspect. You look at this vehicle as the largest aspect, or the brain and the heart and the sexual organs, which is the 3 realms. That's another video. But for the most part, like I said, right, getting into the Uriel flight chakra, this goes above that. Well, this goes outside of that and more inner than that. So that you could say that's more above and more below in some way, shape, or form. If you're still lost in that concept, in some way, shape, or form. Like I said, esoteric, internal, going up. Exoteric, exoteric with the EXO, external, that's going down. So keep that in mind also. Now, here's the thing though. When we start to talk about the flight chakra, it travels above, so it have far out thoughts and feelings, and it goes more close in thoughts and feelings that's more catered to your own individuality, other than the things that you have to get through before you can get to your soft spots and things of that nature, in order just to be relatable to the world in some fashion. You see what I'm saying? So here's the abilities that it gives. Now, the flight chakra gives you the ability to think beyond all the energies that your current chakras may have got you lost in. You know what I'm saying? Like the Malakut, the heart chakra, you know what I'm saying? Your solar plexus chakra, you know what I'm saying? Your throat chakra. This gives you your ability to communicate and analyze circumstances and situations, and to give or appreciate love and value. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be like Venus there. So Venus will travel from the throat to a little bit above the sexual organs, to the piece of your body that you could split everything and bend over backwards, or bend over in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? All the way, that's their 7th house area. So the daytime of Venus will be right above the sexual organs down there, the 7th house area of your body, and the nighttime of Venus will be the throat area. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind also. So it's your ability to relate in all fashions. So that's gonna formulate into communications and things of that nature, because the Mercury is so small that it kind of correlates between the solar plexus, which is the sun chakra, heart chakra, which is the earth chakra, and things of that nature, and Venus right there. So for the most part, Mercury is giving us that thought, that ability to analyze the lesser lights, which will be Venus, the sun, and the moon. Heart chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, moon. I told y'all, earth, Malakut, the body of water we're on. The moon is just a reflection of that. You know what I'm saying? So nobody landed on the moon. Keep that in mind. That's why we got new and full moons based upon reflections. Otherwise, it would be a concept and a transit on its own, like these other planets. Everything is a revolution and a reflection in some magnitude, in some way, shape, or form. That's based upon density levels. Based upon us being on Malakut, Earth, Moon, we are part of the same thing. That's why it appears to us in that magnitude, based upon a reflection from that body of water that we see, that we call the sun, S-U-N or S-O-N, however you want to. It's a masculine shape and form that we can actually see as form of light. That's what sun mean, or man mean. That's what man mean. Women means light that bends in on itself. You know what I'm saying? So feminine light. Now, and that's beyond Hebrew language. You have to be here before those times to even understand that. So they're trying to piggyback off that, but you can kind of understand it based upon the symbolism and what they're pointing at, based upon, okay, yeah, masculine versions of light, and you got feminine versions of light. You know what I'm saying? Light that you can't see, that have already died and bent in on itself and became a container, something that could hold in the second comings, aka the masculine lights that haven't died yet, and can be held in and trying to find a way to sustain itself and not die. So it's always exaltation or ascension or worship and fire element or the light of something in some way, shape, or form. That's another video. But like I said, the flight chakra, it gives you the ability to look at the chakras that you're currently in. As far as the solar plexus, maybe your individual, you might be too selfish or too much into your individuality. Heart chakra, you may be too compassionate about things, too reactionary. Throat chakra, too communicative. Crown chakra, too dry, too realistic, try to understand reality too much without throwing away your lower animalistic natures, aka your feelings aside. You know what I'm saying? Your third eye chakra, always trying to have an imagination that may not be realistic. You know what I'm saying? You may be lost into your root chakra, your passions and your intentions and things. You might be lost into your chakra chakra, your ability to travel. So you're always traveling, aka having faith in things that you don't necessarily need to be having faith in, and things of that nature. But for the most part, like I said, when you're lost into a lot of these different concepts and things of that nature, the flight chakra is around and above and below these things, so it can see where these things can lead you to a negative end. It can see where these things can lead you to a positive end, and it can see where you might be stuck into these things in general on a mundane end, and you might be developing a circumstance where you're about to start pertaining into routine and pattern, which is a concept of hell. A lot of y'all are in hell in large magnitudes. A lot of y'all are in hell in small magnitudes. Whatever that you do in a routine and pattern, and if you know it's developing into more frustration and other than prosperity. But anything you do in a routine and pattern is always going to turn into selfishness energy after a while. So you have to learn how to switch up in some magnitude. So also, you know, this chakra, or if you want to call it a spaceship or this light body, when you jump in this, it gives you thoughts and feelings of not believing in the desires, not believing in these desires and things of that nature. Now this could lead into positive or negative, but I'm just giving you the overall perspective of the ability that this chakra give you. A lot of times they give you the ability of not believing in the desires, or to fully understand the reality of the chakras and the desires, aka to fully understand your habits and limitations and things of that nature, and when you're going too far, not to place blame and play victim. You know what I'm saying? Place blame onto others. But it also gives you the ability to not believe in these things also. So you might not believe in something that could actually be in your favor if you was just to experience and go through that, one of these other chakras. You know what I'm saying? So be careful of that when it comes to the flight chakra. But it also gives you the ability to understand when you're going too far with something and how to check yourself, you know? And then for the most part, and it also give you unique views, aka like an outside looking in perspective, from all scenarios. It give you a clairvoyance because the chakra is over these inner chakras. So the flight chakra always give you like an outside looking in to these chakras. So you always got it. So make sure you're not too out the box though. Also, that's how it can lead negative to the point that you'll find yourself not being able to relate to any individuals. You know what I'm saying? But if you know how to balance and have equilibrium with yourself and not get too lost on each side of the pillar or polar shifts, then for the most part you should be all right. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have access to be in this realm. We might just get scared of that chakra a lot of times. Now, we're going to get into the positive and negative, which I already briefly broke down a little bit. But positively, this leads to not being easily persuaded, gullible, not even by your damn self. You're not even easily persuaded by your own individuality, solar plexus, sun sign, your own emotions and feelings, heart chakra, your own communicating. You don't even care to try to prove things to others, throat chakra and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So this is the positive attribute of it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like that, what they call that, BDE, you know what I'm saying, in some way, shape, or form, where you don't have to communicate it. It's just on you in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's not on you, it's in you. So that's how the flight chakra can lead to positive also. And it puts you into a scenario where you have the ability to develop your own concept about reality, or go beyond the norm in your way of going about these things, or go beyond the norm and putting these things into action. So your actions is always looked at as unique or individual in some way, shape, or form. Now, negatively, this could play out as this may lead to not believing in anything, not even in yourself. So when it comes to those times of believing in yourself, you may have to find yourself always going back to the esoteric drawing board to reconstruct whatever chakra that you're in. So once you leave that flight chakra and develop Adams and Eves there, you take those substances and shit and energies to the other chakras, and then once you bring it to your individuality, your solar plexus, how it could play out negatively is sometimes you may not believe in yourself. You may believe other people may be more powerful in circumstances, and you may shear away when it comes to your individuality. Heart chakra, a lot of times you may not believe in the way you feel, so you may throw away your own feelings to cater to someone else's feeling. A lot of times, especially if you're coming across a lot of other individuals who just throw around feelings like it ain't no thing because this is how they've been getting their way in their life. A lot of times you will get taken advantage of by these individuals because you don't believe in your own feelings or think your own feelings may matter. Or you're always trying to find some type of way of thinking that being in your feelings in general may be the wrong thing to do, or the wrong way to express yourself from some type of miscellaneous God complex that you may end up developing. So you have to be careful of that also. Then it puts you in a situation where you might lose touch with reality. You might lose touch of reality in some way, shape, or form on a negative end, to the point that you may forget how to interact with others properly, due to the fact of you inner justifying the purpose of interacting with others in the first place. You may be over inner justifying what is the whole purpose of interacting with individuals. And once you got too much time to yourself where you're trying to understand what is the purpose of interacting with others in the first place, you start to build securities inside, aka insecurities that you think is safe, that actually are ways of prohibiting you from actually having a fruitful relationship in some way, shape, or form. So keep that in mind also, where you start to lack the need of interacting, or lose the purpose of interacting. When that yearn come to interact, there may not be no type of shape or form that's there for you to attract that energy in your life in some way, shape, or form. So keep that in mind also. And that's just on a negative end. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, like I said, this is the flight chakra. Air, flight boss bitch.